So we know Vice President Kamala Harris now is up in the polls. The energy and momentum is through the roof, and Donald Trump is having more unhinged rants. He's having a meltdown. He can't handle it. Look, the front page of Drudge says shock polls. Kamala Harris is up in Reuters Ipsos. She's up in the Marist poll. And just take a look, though, because now that people are paying attention finally to the things that Donald Trump's saying, just look at his behavior. I want to show you what he's been doing, and I want to contrast it with Vice President Kamala Harris. And then I also want to show you what has J.D. Vance been doing, and I want to contrast it with a VP hopeful as well for Vice President Kamala Harris now that she's at the top of the ticket. Take a look at what Trump posts. He goes to himself, Trump calls himself here a fine and brilliant young man named Donald J. Trump. He's talking about himself in a post and calling himself a brilliant young man. How weird is that? Here's what he writes. Lion Kamala Harris, Biden-appointed border czar, which isn't even true, who never visited the border and whose incompetence gave us the worst and most dangerous border anywhere in the world, has absolutely terrible poll numbers. See how he spells poll there? P-O-L-E. Remember back in the days where Vice President Dan Quayle was basically, run out of politics because he spelled potato wrong? Why are we just normalizing this idiocracy here? And then it gets worse, of course, in the post where Donald Trump goes, an absolutely terrible poll numbers against a fine and brilliant young man named Donald J. Trump. I mean, how pathetic can you be? Then Donald Trump post this YouTube video of himself with a professional golfer where he's like driving around in the cart and like putting, and it's so weird. Here's a video that they promoted and posted on Trump's social media. Play the clip.
Songs of all time.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Well, I have a great playlist. I have a playlist that's.
What do you got here?
So this is stuff that wouldn't have happened years ago. This is all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's too old for you, but I will tell you.
Then Donald Trump posts a QAnon account with all these QAnon messages, which like refers to Donald Trump as a god, and then God is protecting him. Trump has posted over 2,000. Let me repeat that number one more time. 2,000 QAnon messages or amplified QAnon accounts on his social media platform over and over again, like just deranged all caps messages like this. Then he's whining over here. What's he whining about? Fox having Governor Tim Walz on. Why did Fox News put up Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, where I am leading? You are not. They make me fight battles that I shouldn't have to fight, but Fox is supposed to work for you? I mean, again, think about how deranged these posts are. And by the way, he posted like 30 of these today. I'm not going to read you all of them. You'll get the point after the handful right here. Then Donald Trump goes, the Biden-Harris administration did not properly protect me, and I was forced to take a bullet for democracy. It was my great honor to do so. Dude, just go away, you whiny, playing the victim, stop whining. Donald Trump goes, lying Kamala Harris destroys everything she touches. Does lying Kamala Harris think Joe Biden's fit to run the USA? She must answer these questions. Now it appears Joe is delegating his presidential authority to unelected Washington bureaucrats. He doesn't even trust his vice president, who is running the country. Does lying Kamala Harris think Joe Biden is fit to run the USA for the next 6 months? She must answer the question. At the request of Bibi Netanyahu, we have switched the meeting to Friday, July 26th at Mar-a-Lago. Looking forward to seeing Bibi Netanyahu on Friday. Okay, why is there foreign dignitaries or leaders showing up, like whether it's Viktor Orban or Bibi Netanyahu trying to interfere with our elections? I think the answer there. Anyway, here's what Adam Kinzinger has to say. He goes, the Republican Party, this is a Republican, Adam Kinzinger. This is what he said. The Republican Party flipped from honorable small government to a strong defense party to culture war worship of the most dishonest man ever to occupy the presidency. It's a powerful message. By the way, have you seen this image right here? Obama hope, Trump hate, Biden heal, Kamala grow. I think that's such a powerful image, and feel free to take a screenshot and share it. Cat food has been the same forever. It's time for cat food to move into the 21st century. Don't you agree? That's why you've got to try Smalls. It's time to make kibble a thing of the past. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality. Now, our cat's favorite flavor is smooth fish, and our cats prefer Smalls way more than the previous cat food. I legitimately did a taste test. I didn't actually eat it myself, but put two bowls side by side, and they immediately went to Smalls. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. A few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats across the country. I feel better knowing I'm feeding my cat real food, not burnt kibble. I could finally open a packet of cat food and not get nauseous. I actually recognize the ingredients in a packet of Smalls food. So after making the switch to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvement. That's great. That's a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls, so head to smalls.com. It's easy to spell, SMALLS.com, smalls.com/Meidas, and use the promo code Meidas at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code Meidas for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code Meidas for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Go to smalls.com/Meidas. By the way, Donald Trump did an interview at Mar-a-Lago last night without the ear bandage. You see him there. And I just want to show you how embarrassing right now Donald Trump's VP pick is. So let me show you this clip here, give you the data. Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance, is the most unpopular pick in VP candidate history coming out of a convention. Here's the data. Let me play you this short clip.
It's a negative net territory. Look at that. -6 points. I will tell you, Aaron, I have gone all the way back since 1980. He is the first guy after immediately following a convention, a VP pick, who actually had a net negative favorable rating. That is underwater. The average since 2000 is +19 points. J.D. Vance making history in the completely wrong way.
And look, J.D. Vance gave a speech this week where he talked about how people would call him gay for drinking Diet Mountain Dew. I mean, can you follow what he's even talking about here? Here, play the clip.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
And then the MeidasTouch Network editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, unearthed this video where J.D. Vance says that a big problem in America is that it is run by, quote, childless cat ladies. J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's running mate. Play the clip.
Do you think that there's someone she could pick as her vice president that would make him regret that choice?
Well, again, that's going to be her call, her process. But what I will say is that the choice of J.D. Vance is a regrettable choice because he's somebody who was at his most convincing and effective when he talked about how unfit for office Donald Trump is. And he has not explained any reason, other than, of course, his obvious interest in power, why he would have changed his mind on that. Remember, J.D. Vance's whole identity is that he is connected to Appalachia, a place that is being hurt so profoundly by the opioid crisis. So the fact that he didn't just refer to Donald Trump as an idiot, though he didn't just say all kinds of things about how he was terrible, but compared Donald Trump to opioids, that is literally the darkest, most negative thing someone connected to Appalachia could possibly say about a politician. And that was in public, right? In private, he was comparing him to Hitler, reportedly. He has yet to explain why his opinion would be any different other than his own search for power.
So when he said...
Now let me show you what Pete Buttigieg, who is on the short list, although I don't think he'll ultimately be Kamala Harris's VP. He'd be great. So would Josh Shapiro and Mark Kelly and Cooper, Gretchen, others. Anyway, here's what Pete Buttigieg said yesterday, though, about J.D. Vance. Listen to this.
He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill. They intend to end the the Affordable Care Act and take us back then to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back.
I thought it was so powerful. Now, take Donald Trump's posts and his statements. I got to show you one more. Let me show you one more before I show you Kamala's speech. So Donald Trump then yesterday posts, "I love Elon." This is an email that Trump sent to his supporters. He goes, "I love Elon Musk. He just endorsed me. I love him, but I love Ben even more." I mean, again, how weird are these messages? Telling people, "I love you. I love Elon." And then Elon Musk gives an interview where he says he's not donating $45 million to Donald Trump because Elon doesn't want to support a cult of personality. And this has had Silicon Valley switching away from Donald Trump now towards Kamala Harris. I mean, this is instant ultimate karma for Donald Trump. It's like his worst nightmare that we're all going to watch him melt down every single day. Now, compare all of that weirdness to Vice President Kamala Harris. Let me show you this clip of her right here.
So as Leah told you, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I promise you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week. As Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that was scamming students. Donald Trump ran a for-profit college that scammed students. As a prosecutor, I specialized in cases involving sexual abuse. Well, Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big Wall Street banks and held them accountable for fraud. Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud on 34 counts.
Here's one more clip of her from her speech yesterday in Wisconsin.
He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill. They intend to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back then to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back.
And this is how Fox is trying to spin it. Here is Sean Hannity saying, this is the honeymoon phase. Here, play the clip.
As of tonight. Now, tonight also, the Democratic Party, you need to understand what's happening here. This is Kamala's honeymoon period. She is experiencing a sugar high, a feeling of relief and enthusiasm that the guy that can't walk and talk, that's dazed and confused, the guy that mumbles and bumbles and stumbles, thank God it's not him. It's a honeymoon. It's a sugar high. But mark my words, it will be short-lived.
Anyway, share with me what you think. Let me know what you feel. Trump's meltdown, a delight to report on. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.